Well, hello everyone. Welcome to our program today. I want to continue to thank you for praying for my health. God is actually healing me. I had the greatest doctor's report this week that I've had in over a year and a half, and I'm so thrilled that the Spirit of God is taking over what the devil wanted to destroy. I'm going to say to you today, if you need a healing, we serve a healing Jesus. We've been praying for God's people, especially for the intercessors. I'm going to talk about that to you more to you in just a moment. Our nation is at a crossroads. I have two reports today, one from two totally opposite ends of the spectrum. One is from Henry Kissinger, the truth that came out that Henry Kissinger wrote, and one from Reverend Franklin Graham, and he is facing down the forces of darkness in the state of California. We're going to learn more how prayer is moving and changing North Korea. Amazing what God is doing in this land. And you look at the character and the culture of the children, the youth, the schools, the colleges, universities, and education, academia. A larger percentage of youth do not believe there's a God than those that do. That's blasphemy as far as I'm concerned, and a major, major disgrace. So I'm asking you, will you get on my bandwagon? Will you join me, not in a compromised state, but in my fight for the truth? And you choose to do that. You do not want to miss this program. We are seeing God move like we have never seen Him in the history of our ministry. And we need you. Call your friends, say Faye is on. She's on fire today. And I am going to enlighten you. And we are headed for Branson, Missouri in August to break the strongholds over this nation and the planned fleshly divide unless Christians will their will to the will of the Father and pick up our responsibility in this nation. We have allowed elitists, we have allowed liberals, we have allowed mockers of God and nasty women to dictate to us our freedoms. It's a disgrace. Intercessors with Insight's changing that. People are joining us from all over America. And I'm expecting you to do the same thing. You can't sit and watch me anymore. No more excuses. I told my intercessors Saturday on our phone call, if you're not willing to ask God, what is your will for me? Don't ask Him for anything else. I'll be right back. Well, have you signed up for our Branson Summit yet? We're having a leadership. You say, Faye, there's leaders everywhere. There is. I will tell you right now, I know most of them. I love most of them. But what we do is totally different than what other prayer ministries do. Number one, we're totally focused on America. We do not bring in other nations except when we have America involvement, like what just took place with North Korea by our president and his team. I stayed up all night and watched it. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I began to pray for this man, for God to touch his heart and bring him to the knowledge of truth out of this God-forsaken country that was so vile and so wicked. And we've got people in our country that want us to bring us down to that level, believe me. Many of them are in charge. And Christians have just turned their heads and acted like it's none of our business. Well, it is our business. And we pray, are believing God, and have been for years, for the deliverance of America from evildoers. That if we do not do it in November, if we do not get the Christians to the polls to vote, but the things we've been praying for, God's doing in an unbelievable way. Every Saturday at 2 p.m., I host a free conferencing call that deals with the issues that week. I call it our weekly briefing. We go over what happened in our government that week. Our FBI, they are scams. The CIA is a scam. Well, let me just say, they're operating in scams from the leadership's perspective. They are doing everything they can to create a crime, to remove the president that we elected to office from that office, and they basically are getting away with that right now. Robert Mueller was appointed by Deputy Attorney General illegitimately. There was no crime. There was nothing to warrant $20 million behind him and 15 liberal lawyers to bring down the President of the United States, but they're getting away with it. The main reason that all we hear is rhetoric, even from conservative hosts. They don't know the right questions to ask. I've called President Trump's office on a regular basis and said, Robert Mueller is illegitimate. Do not give him the privilege of your accepting an invitation to any of his questions. In fact, all of the over 1 million documents that he's pulled from the White House since he was appointed, he did it illegitimately. He's spying on our White House and our president, and our Congress is giving him $20 million to do it. And that's why I keep saying to everybody, we are pushing forward a campaign for seniors. I have never heard such stories of seniors being ripped off with Social Security dollars. The Social Security being ripped off. And now they are announcing, Paul Ryan, that Medicare is broke. And it will be bankrupt in 2020 or something. I forgot what year. And I said, do they take us for absolute idiots? George W. Bush started with taking $750 billion out of Medicare so he could give it to his New York bankers, so they could take everybody's houses because of Obama standing as a community organizer, forcing banks to give loans to people they knew they couldn't pay them back. So they couldn't. So people like me, who had paid for 11 years into a house, interest and principal, who had paid over $20,000 down on the house, whose house was valued at over $300,000, and overnight it went to $150,000, and we lost so much money, and many of them, and I sold my house for $150,000. I didn't actually lose the house, but I lost all the equity, all of the profit, it was going to be my retirement security. And people all over America lost their land to George W. Bush and Hank Paulson, and they do not know where the $750 billion, most of it went. Oh, they brag, it stopped something. Well, it stopped what they started. And Obama was a part of that, the land grab by Bush and Paulson. I followed it day by day. I know exactly. I have the proof in a case of research papers when I was reporting on it at that time. So Bush gets out, and here comes Obama. Well, we need roads. We need this. We need shovel-ready jobs. Another $750 billion, and the Congress gave it to him, out of Medicare. Here we go again. And then a couple of months later, Obamacare, everybody insured. Everybody insured. Government's going to pay. Where did the money come from? Medicare. I don't know how many billions that tapped into, but these same people that we elected are now touting Medicare's broke. We can't take care of seniors. Well, you got seniors that don't get but $416 a month, and you give illegals $35,000 a year, and I have read where refugees cost us $68,000 a year. Thousands of them. And nobody looks at where seniors, but when it comes to cost of living, this Congress, no. John Boehner left the Congress with over $10 million. He's sipping drinks all over America now, rich as all get out. And Paul Ryan's getting ready to do the same thing. And their pensions are unbelievable. After 6 years working 113 hours a year. We have been scammed. And that is not going to change until we wise up as Christians and go to the polls and elect men and women who fear God. That's not a popular statement. In fact, that might get me in jail. Christians are mean, homophobic, this kind of phobia. I don't know what all the phobias they got. I don't have any of those phobias. But neither is their opinion going to control me. I'm representing seniors. They're writing me letters, and you can do the same thing. I will not take it over the phone. We don't want emails. You must write a note and mail it to me. And the address is on your screen. Just a paragraph. I don't want a letter, just a paragraph. If you make less than $1,000 a month. We are going to take this to Washington, but not till after the election, because most of the people we have elected to office know how to get elected, know how to scam you to get your vote, and then they do whatever they please. The majority of the people we've elected want to see Donald Trump removed from office, and that's Republicans and Democrats. The Democrat Party has become, and it's being said all over America, the Socialist Party of America. They're even saying it themselves. Do you think that's what we want for America? Well, Christians, it's time to wake up, and it's time to get up. The nasty women's movement that I have begun, it's effortless. But Christian women, they're not there. What is it going to take? Well, in August, we are going to have a Patriotic Prayer Warriors Leadership Summit. I am bringing Roy White, who is the leader, a president, I think, CEO, organizer of Truth in Textbooks. I've had him on our show before. We've had him telephone interview. He is doing more in his small organization. He's a retired lieutenant colonel from the Air Force. But he is organizing volunteers that's changing textbooks. And we're taking out the lies. The lies are having to be removed. They're reading them. And they're finding the lies, especially where Islam is concerned. The Islamic takeover of America through our curriculum and other things. Going to school board meetings and demanding that the textbooks be corrected. And when we met each other and he found out what we were doing to bring the truth about America's history back to the forefront. He said, through the textbooks. I said, I know, we're trying to get a textbook authored that we can promote to get in. He says, we already got that. We've already got that path working. People, we are on the verge of changing things. We're going to change the lies about Medicare. They're going to put the money back. We're going to change the squandering of the money that taxpayers are paying with their slush funds and their deception. And all of the Muslim nations they support, every time they kill somebody, we send them another $5 billion. What a joke. But we must do it this election year. I'm asking you today, like I never have before, get on our mailing list. You do that by calling the 800 number or making a donation of any amount. Get our first phase fax, a complimentary phase fax. And if you want to become a partner with us, you can do it after that. We do not force you to do it. We're not going to threaten you. We're going out of the ministry. It's your privilege to receive it. It's our privilege to send it. But we operate with partners that keep this message on the forefront, and we are growing, and we are going to upgrade a lot of our work because it is working. So today, will you call that 800 number and say, Faye, I want to be on board with you. Don't call it and tell me how much you make for Social Security, because it won't do any good. She won't take the message, number one. You won't get to me, number two. For you to get on board with me with saying, I don't make the $4, $5, $6, up to $1,000 a month in Social Security, I want to know it, because that's a disgrace. Every senior in this country should make at least minimum wage monthly. That's $1,600 a month if you earned minimum wage. We cannot have the squandering of our tax dollars to non-citizens. And I think it's 40 million people now, maybe 20 million, I believe it's 40, are on food stamps that we provide. You don't want to get married, so you have an unprecedented sexual activity that creates a child. It doesn't matter. We'll send the bill to the taxpayer. We can't have this anymore and have seniors getting $400 a month. But we've got to bring up the subject. Will you help me do that? And those of you that God has blessed, I need 20 people right now that would put on your credit card or mail the check for $1,000. Over and above what we do, because we pay our way as we go, or we don't do it. Sometimes we wondered what we would be doing that month, but God always brought us through. Or you could just say, Faye, I want to be one of 20 people that'll be a sponsor for you for a one-time $1,000. Keep going. Keep confronting the nasty women. I pray for the day that I could meet Hillary face to face and debate her. My God reigns. To bring a culture to the godless nation that we have become and say that's America's virtues is a disgrace. You can help me do that. Why? Because that is not America's culture. Do I hate Hillary Clinton? No. Why should I? I don't even know her. I have nothing in common with her. And I would never want my daughters to ever use her as an example. My Lord, look at her marriage. Serial adulterer, impeached husband, lost his law license. And it's marriage in name only. Why would you want your daughter in a situation like that? She doesn't drive a car. I wonder if she's ever cooked a Thanksgiving dinner. I have more fun with my cats than that woman has in any area of her life. I laugh at my cat sometimes till I hurt. That's peace. And I'll tell you something else. I have a little great-grandson that keeps me in stitches. He is so funny. And I just got a text. Grandma said, I made A's and B's in the 6th grade. He is doing great. Why? Because of the examples that are set before him. Christians, it's time to wake up and stand up. And we have to vote. And we prayed that in the primaries that we would win them with new people, and it's happening. Every Saturday, 2 o'clock Eastern Time, I have a weekly briefing, and intercessors from across America for 2 hours. We pray for this nation. Please join us every Wednesday at noon. This is Eastern Time. We pray for a revival of souls, that our kids are going to come into the kingdom. The truth must go forward now. Hi, I'm Faye. Just come to you for a second because we are finishing up our book that Social Security is not an entitlement. Seniors, I'm hearing from you nationwide. I need for everyone that watches this program that does not receive $1,000 a month in Social Security, but you have to live on it, to please write me a note, mail it to the address on your screen, let me know how much you get, and if you have to work another job. Also, we have lawless people that are making our laws. We must confront them. They're conning citizens, senior citizens, like they never have before. Go to our 800 number and make a donation now and say, Faye, I stand with you and I want your book. Do it now. I brought up in the beginning of our program, and I'm so sorry time goes so fast, but it does, the New Madrid earthquake that will divide the United States in half. Well, that's the way it was before the Civil War. We had the Confederate States and we had the Union. And the people now, our kids are getting a revised history, and we have to change that. I have speakers that can change that at this particular meeting. And I want you to either go on our website, insightUSA.us, and get information about our summit. You cannot sign up on our website because we're not that big of a ministry. But what you can do is you can request the brochure or call our office, and you can register that way. But this is the brochure, Patriotic Prayer Warriors Leadership Summit, Celebrate America, Bridging the Divide, August the 9th through the 11th, 2018. There is no conference fee. We are not doing this for fundraising. We have partners, and we pay before we get there. We don't wait till we go and beg and we don't do it. You go somewhere else for that. But the brochures, you can get as many as you like. If you're in a prayer group, a member of a prayer group, a leader, or a church, or a pastor's wife, you really want to know what history is, you need to be here because this is a leadership, patriotic leadership summit. You need to know what nation God gave us and when. With this, if you are not able to be with us, and it's totally described in our brochures and our e-blast. So if you'd like to if you're not getting our newsletter or anything, you can go on our website, insightUSA.us. You can make a credit card donation there, but you can enter your email address free. It's free. And we send out e-blast information to only people who want it. I am not here to see how many numbers I can quote to you. I could care less. Most of them are so far out there, I'd never reach them to start with. We only want people, eagles, people that mean business with God and really believe that God can deliver and wants to deliver and is going to deliver America from evildoers. So you can get as many brochures mailed to you as you like. You can order them. We're sending us an email. We'll get them out to you straight away. All of the information that you need. The event prices are group rates, and we have already registered a group in Thursday night for the Dublin Irish Tenors, Friday night for the Riverboat Cruise, and Saturday night for Samson. And boy, people have said there's nothing like it. Our evenings are going to be for the refreshment. The prices are on our brochure, group rates. You pay me first, and I pay the companies, so we can have the discounted rates that we have. Holiday Inn, Express, Highway 76, it's a miracle. We got our rooms for $80 a night. I paid $146 for the same room when we were there in June and October of last year setting up this conference. We got wonderful, but they only last so long. So you need to get the information. If there's a reason you can't come, we need a $20,000 cash flow in this ministry to stay ahead of what God is telling us to do and do it the way He's called us to do it. You can become a sponsor, and it's on here. And you could sponsor $1,000, $5,000, $500, and be a part of what God's calling us to stop the dividing of America. God bless you. Hi, everybody. I'm Faye Hardin, and I want to wish you a wonderful 2018. God has revealed to me that there's a war on seniors, that the people we elected to office now have a bill that they are going to reduce Social Security to seniors. What are they doing? They are funding the illegal DACAs that they are bringing into this country based on what they're taking from seniors. They raided Social Security. My information gives you that information. I need for you to go to my website right now, insightUSA.us, make a donation, or call the 800 number that's on your screen and say, Faye, I'm a senior and I make less than $1,000 a month and I get no assistance from the government. Call today. Make a donation. Help me.
Faye wants to hear from you. Her desire to see America come out of exile is raising up one of the most powerful, informed, anointed, and united prayer networks in America for America. She is organizing Christians for the U.S. Constitution to give uncompromising believers back their voice and witness. If this program has blessed you and you believe in what Faye is doing, contact her, pray with and for her, partner with her. She would love for you to host an Insight rally in your church or city. Organize an Intercessors with Insight prayer team or join one. For a complimentary pocket-sized constitution or Faye's fax, call or email Faye 407-265-0700 or faye.usainsight@gmail.com. Write Insight USA, P.O. Box 917689, Longwood, Florida 32791.